Say this to yourself for 3 days, and your life will begin to change. Imagine your life as a grand masterpiece, and each day you're handed a fresh brush and a blank canvas. The question is, what will you paint? What story will you tell through your actions, your thoughts, and your habits? The truth is, success isn't built in a single day, but it is built daily. Now listen closely. There are 10 small habits that, if practiced consistently, will transform your life forever. They will shape your character, fuel your ambition, and reshape your future. First, set a clear goal every day. A ship without a destination is at the mercy of the wind. It moves, but without direction, without purpose. It may cover great distances, but it never truly arrives. The same goes for a person who wakes up each morning without a clear goal. They may be busy, constantly in motion, but busyness isn't progress, and activity isn't achievement. Clarity is the foundation of everything great. No empire, no revolution, no lasting legacy was ever built on confusion. A mind left unchecked is like a wild beast, restless, chaotic, and easily pulled by whatever exerts the strongest pull. Distractions, demands, expectations, they come from every direction, and without clarity, they control you. But the moment you set an intention, the moment you take command of your direction, the world no longer dictates your path. Before the noise of the day consumes you, before external pressure scatters your focus, take a moment. Decide. Choose one clear goal for the day, not 10, not 5, just one. It doesn't have to be grand. It doesn't have to change your life. But it must be intentional. It could be something simple, making an important decision, finishing a long-delayed task, or learning something new. The power of a goal isn't in its size, but in its clarity. When you give your mind a specific target, you give it meaning. You turn passive existence into active pursuit. You shift from drifting to steering, from reacting to responding. You begin to shape your day, instead of letting it shape you. And that's the hidden key to extraordinary achievement. It's not found in rare bursts of inspiration. It's not found in wishful thinking. It's found in the accumulation of intentional days, stacked one on top of the other. A person who defines their goal each morning is a person carving out their destiny. Vague desire never built an empire. Blurry vision never forged a legacy. Clarity did. And it always will. Second, start your day with a mindset of gratitude. You need to understand this. Your thinking shapes your destiny. Not luck, not circumstances, not even talent influences the course of your life as powerfully as the way you think. And at the core of a resilient mind lies one simple but powerful practice: gratitude. Most people wake up feeling burdened. They dread the challenges ahead. Their mind fixates on problems, on what's missing, on what could go wrong. But that mindset is a voluntary prison. It traps them in fear, doubt, and negativity. What many don't realize is that they hold the power to change everything through one small habit, one that takes less than a minute but rewires the mind for resilience. Each morning, before the chaos of the world pulls you in 1,000 directions, take a breath, pause, and name 3 things you're grateful for. They don't need to be extraordinary. It could be as simple as waking up today, having a roof over your head, a conversation with a friend, or a tiny opportunity. Gratitude isn't about ignoring challenges, it's about choosing to notice what's already good. That shift in perspective isn't wishful thinking, it's strength. When you focus on what you have instead of what's missing, your mind shifts from scarcity to abundance, from limitation to possibility. And a mind that sees possibility will always find a way. It will spot openings where others see obstacles. It will generate solutions instead of excuses. Understand this. Gratitude isn't just a feeling, it's a discipline. It's a weapon against doubt, fear, and anxiety. Those who cultivate it become unshaken in the face of adversity, because they've trained their minds to look beyond setbacks, to see what can be done instead of dwelling on what can't. The strongest minds aren't those who've never struggled. They're the ones who've mastered the art of perspective, and gratitude is the foundation of that mastery. Third, read for 30 minutes daily. Every great mind was forged in the fire of knowledge. The wisdom of the past, the insight of the present, and the possibilities of the future are the building blocks of intellectual and personal growth. If you aim to elevate your thinking, sharpen your mind with clarity and strength, you must become a student of wisdom. The world is full of distractions, but few activities are as transformative as simple reading. One book can shift the entire course of your life. One idea, one deep realization can shatter old limitations and open doors you never knew existed. Knowledge isn't just power, it's freedom. It frees you from ignorance, from stagnation, from the cycle of unquestioned thoughts that trap you in the same patterns, the same disappointments. Every page you turn expands your perspective, helping you see beyond the narrow frame of your current understanding. The greatest leaders, thinkers, innovators, they all had one thing in common, an insatiable thirst for knowledge. They understood that the mind, like the body, needs nourishment and exercise. Just as muscles grow stronger through consistent training, the mind grows sharper through regular exposure to new ideas, new philosophies, and new ways of thinking. The key is discipline. A daily commitment to read, even if only for 30 minutes. It's a small investment with immeasurable returns. Some may claim books are outdated, but true wisdom is timeless. It's not about information, it's about depth. While fleeting news feeds and shallow content bombard your mind with noise, books demand patience, engagement, and reflection. They challenge you to think critically, to question, to contemplate. In a world driven by quick fixes and instant gratification, reading becomes an act of rebellion. It's a declaration that you value depth over distraction, mastery over mediocrity. You're always one book away from a breakthrough. One well-placed insight can shift your mindset, reshape your habits, and set you on the path to greatness. But that breakthrough will never come unless you take the first step. Commit to 30 minutes a day. Let it become the foundation on which you build an unshakable mind. Over time, you'll look back and realize that the greatest investment you ever made was in the power of your own intellect. Fourth, take control of your inner dialogue. You are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. Not by chance, not by fortune's whim, but through the supreme power of your thoughts. The mind is a fertile field, rich beyond measure, but it only yields what is planted. Plant seeds of doubt and fear, and you'll harvest failure and despair. But sow golden seeds of belief, determination, and purpose, and your life will bear fruit beyond your boldest dreams. Picture for a moment someone who tells themselves, "I'm weak." Their shoulders slump, their voice trembles, their presence shrinks. They don't need iron chains, they've already bound themselves with invisible shackles of self-doubt. On the other hand, someone who declares, "I am strong, I am capable, I will overcome," walks with purpose, speaks with conviction, and acts with a confidence that bends circumstances to their will. The difference between these two people isn't birth or luck, it's thought. Pay close attention to your inner dialogue, for within it lies the blueprint of your destiny. If you whisper, "I can't," you're issuing a command to your mind, and your body will obey. But if you say, "I'm learning how," you ignite a spirit of growth, a spark that turns obstacles into stepping stones. Don't say, "I'm not good enough." Instead, say, "I'm improving every day." This simple shift in language changes not just your mood, but your entire reality. Words aren't just sounds, they're forces. They're quiet architects shaping the structure of your life. Every word you speak plants a seed in the garden of your subconscious. Speak of failure, and it will bloom. Speak of greatness, and it will bear fruit. The most successful people in history, those who rose from obscurity to prominence, mastered this secret. They spoke into existence the lives they desired long before they held them in their hands. Let no one say fate is cruel, for fate is merely the servant of thought. Speak wisely, think boldly, and act with unwavering belief, and the world will shape itself to your will. Fifth, embrace discomfort daily. Humans weren't made for idleness, but for conquest. History isn't written by those who sought refuge in comfort, and success has never been claimed by someone afraid of struggle. Comfort is a silent thief. It steals ambition, dulls the spirit, and lulls the mind into complacency. Every time you avoid discomfort, you're not just standing still, you're moving backward. Growth is born of adversity, and those who aim for greatness must first learn to welcome the trials that forge it. The most successful people of our time, those who rose from obscurity to command industry, wealth, and influence, share one trait. They don't run from difficulty, they seek it. They lean into discomfort like a blacksmith leans into fire, knowing only through the heat of resistance can steel be tempered. They understand that progress isn't found in idle ease, but at the edge of their endurance. If you want to stand among them, you must train yourself to endure what others shrink from. Do something uncomfortable every day. Rise before dawn and claim dominion over your morning. Push yourself beyond fatigue, beyond convenience, beyond what you once believed possible. Speak when your voice trembles. Act when fear tells you to wait. Risk failure when mediocrity offers safety. Every act of discomfort stretches your limits, strengthens your will, and fortifies your spirit. Understand this: the more you embrace discomfort, the more formidable you become. Every struggle you overcome is a stone laid in the foundation of your success. Every hardship met with courage builds the sinews of your character. You weren't made for a life of ease, but for a life of triumph. The world doesn't bow to the comfort seeker, it bows to the one who endures, persists, and prevails. So I say to you, reject idleness, resist the temptation of stagnation, welcome challenge like an old friend, for within its grasp lies your true potential. The one who dares to suffer today becomes the master of tomorrow. Sixth, master the art of focus. Success isn't reserved for the lucky, and failure isn't the fate of the unfortunate. Both are born of habit, the result of discipline or its absence. And in our modern age, no enemy of discipline is greater than distraction. It's the quiet killer of dreams, the thief that robs people of their purpose. While they remain unaware, it doesn't strike with force or announce its arrival. Instead, it seeps into the mind, scattering attention, dulling ambition, and replacing progress with idle indulgence. We live in a world that demands your attention. Endless noise, constant demands, trivial diversions, designed to pull your focus in 100 directions at once. But let me tell you this: whatever you focus on, you feed. If you allow your mind to wander, you'll be watering the seeds of mediocrity. But if you learn to direct your attention with precision, you'll cultivate a harvest of greatness. A person who fixates on problems becomes consumed by them, drowning in doubt and despair. Yet the one who trains their mind to seek solutions will discover that every challenge hides an opportunity. The choice is theirs, and it's yours. Master your focus, and you master your destiny. Train your mind to complete one task at a time. Ignore the siren call of constant interruptions. Silence notifications, mute the trivial, and carve out dedicated hours for deep, uninterrupted work. Treat focus as a sacred ritual, not to be disturbed by fleeting whims of the outside world. Understand this: the person who controls their attention controls their future. Distraction is a refuge for the unfocused, an excuse for the indecisive. But the one who commands their attention like a warrior wields a sword. Sharp, steady, and precise, will etch their name into the pillars of history. So I say to you, guard your attention as you would guard your fortune, for in truth, it's worth far more. Let no idle pleasure, no trivial pursuit steal the destiny that rightfully belongs to you. Train your mind, direct your thoughts, and the world will bow to the power of your unwavering focus. Seventh, cultivate relentless self-discipline. The road to success isn't paved with good intentions or built on fleeting bursts of inspiration. It's laid brick by brick with discipline, unyielding, unbreakable, and essential. Discipline is the bridge between goals and achievement. It's the force that separates dreamers from doers. The person who masters discipline masters their fate. The one who lacks it becomes a prisoner of circumstance. Let me tell you a truth few dare to accept: feelings are unreliable. If you wait until you feel ready, you'll be waiting forever. If you act only when it's convenient, you'll achieve nothing. Discipline is the ability to do what must be done, whether you feel like it or not. It's rising before dawn when comfort tempts you to sleep. It's working while others rest, persisting when others quit, moving forward when the weak make excuses. Discipline is a muscle, and like any muscle, it grows stronger with use. Every time you choose action over procrastination, every time you show up instead of giving in, you strengthen your will. Every time you keep your word to yourself, you build trust in your own abilities, an unshakable confidence that can't be given, only earned. And believe me, self-discipline is the ultimate key to freedom. The undisciplined are bound by impulses, ruled by distractions, shackled by the whims of the moment. But the disciplined, he is master of himself. He doesn't seek motivation, because he doesn't need it. He acts independently, and in doing so, he claims control over his destiny. Understand this: talent may open doors, but only discipline keeps them open. Ambition can spark the flame, but discipline sustains it. No one has ever achieved greatness without first mastering themselves. So I say to you, train like a warrior preparing for battle. Strengthen your will, temper your resolve. Choose discipline today, tomorrow, and every day that follows. Because when discipline becomes your way of life, success becomes inevitable. 8. Surround yourself with high-level individuals. A person is not just the product of their own thoughts and actions, they are a reflection of those they keep close. Show me the company you choose, and I'll show you the trajectory of your life. Whether you realize it or not, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Their habits become your habits, their beliefs shape your beliefs, their standards define your own. If you surround yourself with complainers, you'll soon find yourself drowning in excuses, stuck in the same mediocrity that holds them captive. If you walk among those who accept failure as fate, who see obstacles as insurmountable, you'll unconsciously adopt the same limitations. But if you seek out those who push boundaries, who challenge adversity, who refuse to settle for anything less than success, you'll rise to meet that standard. You'll aim higher, think bigger, and act with greater conviction. Choose wisely. The people around you either propel you forward or pull you back. There is no neutral influence. Surround yourself with those who sharpen your mind, challenge your thinking, and refuse to let you settle for less than your full potential. Seek mentors, people of wisdom, those who've walked the path you aspire to follow. Engage in conversations that stretch your intellect, that push your vision beyond its current limits. Because the right environment will transform you faster than any motivation ever could. You don't need fleeting inspiration when you're immersed in a culture of excellence. In the presence of greatness, mediocrity becomes unbearable. Among the ambitious, stagnation is impossible. So I say to you, choose your circle with care. Walk among giants, and you'll learn to stand tall. Align yourself with thinkers, doers, and action takers, and you'll become one of them. If you want to elevate your life, raise your standards. Because in the end, your future isn't shaped by chance, it's forged by the hands of those you allow into your world. 9th, take daily action toward your dreams. A dream without action is nothing more than a fantasy, a wish whispered into the wind, lost before it ever takes shape. Success doesn't come to those who wait, and it doesn't favor those who merely hope. It bows only to those who move, who work, who refuse to let a single day pass without progress. Dreams don't work unless you do. You can't sit idly by and expect success to knock on your door. It won't happen. Luck doesn't seek the passive, it rewards the relentless. Every person who rose from obscurity to greatness did so through the sweat of their own effort. They didn't wait for the perfect moment. They didn't wait for circumstances to align. They started where they were, with what they had, and they acted. And so must you. Each day is an opportunity, a chance to take a step forward, no matter how small. Even the tiniest step creates momentum. Momentum isn't born from one grand gesture, but from the quiet consistency of daily effort. The person who moves forward by an inch is miles ahead of the one who stands still. Start now. Do something today that brings you closer to your goal. Don't be fooled by the illusion that great achievements happen overnight. They are the result of small, disciplined actions, compounded over time. The writer who pens one page a day will one day hold a book in their hands. The person who improves by just 1% each day will find themselves transformed beyond recognition in a year. This is the law of effort. It is inevitable, undeniable, and infallible. Those who obey it rise. Those who defy it dissolve into mediocrity. So I say to you, act. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. Now. Because the one who moves today is the one who leads tomorrow. And the one who waits will spend their life watching others achieve what they once only dreamed of. 10th, end each day with reflection and refinement. The difference between someone who grows and someone who stagnates isn't talent, luck, or even effort alone, it's reflection. The world moves fast, full of people rushing from one day to the next, never pausing to ask, what did I learn? But the person who takes a moment each evening to look inward, to measure their progress, to assess their actions and seek improvement, places themselves far ahead of those who simply drift. Before you close your eyes at night, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, what did I do well today? Where did I fall short? How can I be better tomorrow? Because success isn't about perfection, it's about learning, adapting, and becoming stronger with each passing day. The person who fears mistakes will never begin. But the one who learns from them will turn failures into stepping stones and obstacles into opportunities. Every day is a lesson. Some will teach you patience. Others will test your discipline. Some will reveal weaknesses you didn't know you had. But all of them, if honestly examined, will leave you wiser than before. The greatest people in history, those who shaped industries, led nations, and built legacies, were not without flaws. But they understood this truth. Self-awareness is the foundation of mastery. They didn't blindly repeat the same mistakes. They studied themselves like a craftsman studies his work. Making corrections, refining techniques, and constantly improving. And so should you. Each evening, take time to evaluate your day. Write it down if you must. Note what you did well. Acknowledge where you failed, not with regret, but with resolve. Because the person who strives to improve daily will rise far above the one who moves through life without awareness. So I say to you, don't let a single day pass without extracting its lesson. The one who reflects, adapts, and grows is the one who will master their future. Those who never look inward will always be controlled by forces they don't understand. But those who study themselves will hold the key to their own evolution. And in the end, that's the true difference between those who succeed, and those who merely exist. Now listen closely. These 10 habits are small, but their impact is immeasurable. They are the foundation of a strong mind, a disciplined character, and a powerful life. The question is, will you implement them? Will you commit to the small daily actions that lead to greatness? The choice is yours. And if you choose wisely, your future self will thank you. So which habit will you begin today? Because the life you want isn't waiting for you. It's waiting for you to begin. And action, my friend, is always within your power. Watch until the end, like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Let's grow together.